Yo, what's up, everybody, man? It's your boy Jason Yamamoto, and today I want to talk to you guys about mental health. So, just got done watching this Hopsin video, and he was talking about how he was in a slump in a very dark place for a while, and that he didn't want to talk to nobody. That he sought out therapy and fixed himself to where he wants to release music. If you guys know me, you know me personally, you know I'm big into like hip hop. I'm big into like music, right? Music's my thing. So I kind of draw inspiration from different artists because music is just such a great art form where you can actually express yourself. And I released a Breakbeat album not too long ago, back last year in August, and I released two different versions of the album. Anyways, I'll probably put that link in the description box below. Go ahead and check it out if you guys are interested. It's breakbeat music, but still it's in my interpretation. You can actually hear the style of the music and how I feel. There's other older albums I have out there, and you can hear the different styles that I implemented on there, and the different kind of sounds that I put in there that reflects my current state or emotions of the time. So there's albums that are more hype, and there's more albums that weren't so hype because of my mental state at the time. Anyways, the point of this video is to discuss about my mental health in the last 3 years and why it was so hard for me to push more videos out, and why I've been less interactive on YouTube and with you guys. And hopefully what you guys take from this video is that it's going to help you become the stronger version of yourself, because that's what I always advocate, is to find the thing that's going to make you stronger. And if you can gain some inspiration from me or gain some advice from me, I did my part. And I want you to take your lessons and then share with other people so they can become stronger or become their stronger version of themselves. But the thing you have to understand is that what we all go through hard downs and ups, right? And it's how we come out of it that makes us stronger, resiliency. So we have to go back in time in order for this to work. So at this time, in around 2016, 2017, if you guys knew, I was operating a non-biased news channel. And I dug too deep into one of the cases where Adrian Jones was pretty much murdered, tortured to death. And he was just this young little sweet boy. And no matter how much um, his family tried to help, his immediate family members, he just didn't make it. He died in a shower, tied to a chair, starvation and everything. And it broke me. It really broke me. I didn't recover mentally. I felt like the story was part of me at one point. Anyways, that sadness kind of manifested over me over time. I just couldn't eat. I just couldn't train properly while I try to mask it. I felt like I just couldn't do anything because this kid, his heart and his spirit was just part of me so much that like it just started manifesting itself on upon me. Then I was going to college, the stress of going to college and trying to pass my courses, right? So I can graduate. In 2018, I get the notification I'm going to on an deployment again, which kind of threw a wrench in my, it just threw a wrench in my progress, right? So I had to hold going to college for 3-4 months until I can get my schedule back in tip top shape. So I get notified, and then I'm in charge of a platoon. But at this time, I'm really agitated, agitable. I got, if you guys don't know, I have PTSD. I'm really good at masking it, but I have PTSD from Iraq, and I'm getting told I'm getting sent back to the Middle East. So in my mind, I'm getting ramped up for combat because I just can't let that shit go for some odd reason. So I'm treating the soldiers of today like the warriors of how I was raised to go to Iraq. And pretty much the army has changed so much at that time that I was definitely not in touch with the current soldiers of today that's been trained differently than how we were trained during the BDU era. right? BDU era is where we wore the woodland camouflage uniforms. We were taught how to stab things with our bayonet, uh, being ruthless and just, just kill, blood, combat. We live, we die, but we operate as a unit. And I took that mentality with the new soldiers. It didn't work out. I was removed from a platoon sergeant duty and was immediately reassigned to an MWR NCYC, which was totally opposite of what I was trained for. So during this transition, I lost trust in my unit. I lost trust in myself. I lost trust with the guys who are that I was assigned to. They thought I was highly overly aggressive. They were pretty much afraid of me. They just didn't want to deal anything with me, right? So that it put me in a dark place because it kind of made me question where I was at as a person, as a leader, or the kind of human being I wanted to be. So during this time, I was in a slump. I couldn't trust anybody. I just couldn't trust myself with other people, and I just didn't want to interact with anybody. When people would say hi, I was kind of like, "Hey, what's up?" and then just kind of like hid, low key hid. I didn't see anybody. People thought I was like seriously. I don't know how people perceive me, but when people perceive me, they think like I'm the life of the party. I have all these girls lined up for me. I'm like the Mr. Cool guy, and I was just really about myself. I was so scared that I didn't want to fuck with anybody. I didn't want to get in trouble because I was getting in trouble for being overly aggressive, right? So, anyways, I rekindled a lot of friendship while I was out there in on my deployment. I made new friends, really good friends. Actually, one of them became one of my better friends, and now like almost like a brother. And I was able to finish college. Came back. I found a new sense of confidence, but I wasn't still 100%. Right, I was still kind of in the shell of PTSD, and I was really sensitive at the time. And so it took months. I got hired with the feds. I got hired. I was starting in this new job. The new employees I was being introduced to, a lot of them were Navy vets, Marine vets, Air Force vets, like maybe like one other Army vet, and he seemed to understand me, but everybody just didn't kind of understand me because I'm like the only one that's not part of this Army, Navy, Marine thing. They kind of like stick together, but I told them I'm Army, and they're like, oh, I don't want to deal with you. And then of course civilians, civilians stay civilians, so they didn't really understand me. And so I was still in this weird paradox where I'm part of a group but I'm not really part of a group. And then I'm returning back to you know to my normal National Guard duties, and I'm faced with new challenges. I'm a platoon sergeant again, but I don't want to go crazy like how I did back when I was on deployment. And so I was kind of sensitive at that time because I knew how I was. I just didn't want to go back to like screaming, yelling at people. And then so um I promised myself that I was going to work on my temper and my anger, um my PTSD. So I reached out to the VA and sought help and sought therapy and sought groups to tackle my real issues, my underlying issues. And I was able to progress. There was a lot of guilt in Iraq. A lot of my friends died. I didn't die. A lot of my friends got injured. Separation from war. It's war never kind of really end for some people. Especially if you're still serving in the military, because you're still like kind of like I'm still in. So war is any moment. It's pending. So I tackle those real issues with therapists and psychologists and see if they can help me. It was until that step, and also sought help from doctors to see what other health underlying issues were, and one of them was that I had sleep apnea. No bullshit, and that was also causing my anxiety. Because I was actually dying, and that didn't help with my PTSD, impending death, and and actual dying mixed together. I was going crazy in a sense. So now we're in 2021 in January, almost February, and taking all these lessons, actually reaching out for help and trying to tackle some of the health issues that I was facing with, and really really looking in hindsight what I could have done better, and that coming out of it made me a more confident, more stronger person. Am I still angry? Do I still yell at people? Hell yeah, man. I fucking still do. However, I have a little bit better control, just a little bit better control. Not a lot better. I just yelled at somebody not too long ago. I even apologized. Normally, I don't apologize, even if I am wrong. But this time, I really apologize, and that's me moving forward, being able to get some of the things that I did wrong and try to make it right. So this is like kind of like my coming out video, and just like letting you guys know that things a lot. I've healed a lot in the last 3 years. I made a lot of improvements. Thanks to a lot of my friends, a lot of the circles that I still hang out with, even though we've been disconnected due to COVID, and I've been just trying to be a better human being. Hopefully this video kind of helps you understand where I came from and where I'm at now. You just look at my last 5 videos I've made, which is like in huge gaps, and you see like my facial expression and how I kind of carry myself in those videos. You can see there's a lot of difference in those videos and this video. I know this video is a little bit long, but hopefully, like I said, this video helps you guys out. I'll link the video to Hopsin. Like I said, his video kind of inspired me to make this video and just have me talk about it. If you guys got any questions about the military, your MOS, if whether it's just the military is good for you or right for you, just put it in the comment section. Anyways, your boy Jason Yamamoto, and I'll talk to you guys later.